Hello and welcome to my second video playing Baccarat with real cards, real casino cards. My name is Juan Carlos Monsalve. Today is October 14, 2023. It is 7:13 p.m. today. We want to start a second show that I'm recording for you. I have in front of me the spreadsheet that I use to keep track of my scorecards. As you can see, player one or blue, banker -1 or red, and a tie zero. Excuse me, tie is a T or zero, and with the yellow. I use these three colors to for visual effects here, and here the total number of hands. Usually, a shoe can take between 75 to 80 hands per shoe. In this example here, you have 27 bankers, 27 players, and 26 dice. I keep track of the first card for those that use that as information to create their strategies. And here is the sample that I have in regards to how the different scorecards that I use are filled with information. Automatic, that information goes automatically there. The name of the game is Baccarat. Have every two hands, one, two, every three hands, one, two, three. These are number of rows. Every four, one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So you can use any of them or different every single time you can use. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the information that I have here in my master scorecard, so I can delete that to be able to start playing. I clean that, and as you see on the right side, all the data has been erased. Total number of hands zero, banker zero, player zero, and die zero. So we want to start the game. The first is the barn card. We barn one card, and we with the card that is the two of clubs. Uh, we barn two more cards. The card that it tells me how many I have to barn plus it says two. I need to barn two cards plus the one, the original one. That is total of three. So we start with the first hand, and the first hand. Okay, here is first card for player, first card for banker, first card for second card for player, second card for banker. I have a zero and one. I have a six for player, and I need to get a third card for banker, and I have a seven. So six player, seven banker. That's a banker hand. Zero, six, one. Oh, excuse me. Say, yeah, 6, 5, 11 plus 7 is 8. I have an 8 for banker. Second hand, I need to be careful. If I make a mistake laying down the cards or getting the third card or no card, the number here is not that important. But if I for the third card is very important. If I make a mistake, then the whole shoe is not good. So you have to tell you that up front. I can't try to make any mistakes. If you see that I make a mistake, disregard the entire shoe. No, the shoe wouldn't be good to analyze if that happens. But I try not to make those mistakes. I have one and one. One on the third card for banker is one plus three, and the third card for banker is a six for a total of seven. So um, one plus three is four for player and banker seven. That's another banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a five and a two. Five, I get a third card is another five, so I get zero player. And banker seven plus two, seven plus five is 12. I need to get the third card. 12 plus 6, 18. That makes it an 8. So 0, 12 plus 6, 18, that's an 8. 8 for banker. So three bankers in a row starting the game, starting the shoe. We have here total hands 3, bankers 3, players 0, die 0. So first card for banker, I already did the first card for player. Second card for player is a 0, and the second card for banker is a 3. 6, I don't hit any more card for player since I have a 6, and the third card for banker is a 2. So it's a 6 player and 5 banker. That's a player hand. And we see here in the every two, 1, 2, so we have banker, 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 and then one player. It fills automatically in my spreadsheet. I have that formulated already. Okay, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 and a stand and 12 or 2. I need to get a third card for banker, and I have a 5. So the total is 7 player and a 7 banker. So that was a tie, and you see tie is identified with a yellow fill. Okay, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 and a stand and a 0 on banker. I need to get a third card for banker, and I get another 0. So 6 player and banker 0. That's another player hand. My next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 player and a 3 bank, natural 9 and 3 banker. There is another player hand. Now we have 7 hands, 3 bankers, 3 players, 1 tie. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 4. 0, third card for player that keeps the 0, and because I have a 0 on a 4 banker hand, I don't a 4 on the banker side. I don't get any more cards for banker, so I keep the 4, and that was a banker hand. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 5. I need to get a third card. I keep the 0 on the player side, and because I have a 0 on the player third card, I don't get any more cards for banker, so I keep 5 on the banker side, and this was a banker hand. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker, and I have a natural 8 for player and a natural 9 for banker. That was a banker hand, 3 bankers in a row. Also next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 8 player and 5 banker. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 1 player and 3 banker. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 5. That is a total of 6 for player. 1 plus 5, 6. And the banker, I have a 3, so I need to get a third card. The only time that I don't get a third card on a 3 is if we have got the 8, but I have a 5, so I need to get a third card for banker. And I have a 0. So 3 plus 0 remains on 3. Next hand is First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. And I have a natural 9 player and a 7 banker. No more cards available. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 2 and a 6. 2 player, and I got a 4. That is a total of 6. So 6 player, and because I have a 4 as a player third card, I don't get a third card on this 6. I only get a third card on banker if I get a 6 or 7 as a player third card. So this one remains at 6. So 2 plus 4, 6, and 6 banker. That's a tie. That's the second tie of these two. 14 hands, 6 bankers, 6 players, and 2 ties. So next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 player and a natural 9 banker. So next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 player and 2 banker. Next hand. First card player, first card banker, second card player, second hand banker. I have a natural 8 player and 4 banker. Okay, next hand. First card player, first card banker, second hand player, second card banker. I have 5 and 5. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 0. So I have 5 player, and because I have a 0 on this banker 5, I don't hit any more banker. So I don't get a third card for banker, and I have another 5. That makes it another tie. 5, 5. 3 ties on the shoe of 18 hands. So next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 1 and 7, no more cards for banker. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 7. So 8 plus 3, that's 11, plus 7, that's 18. That makes it an 8, and banker I have a 7. So next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 3 and 3. 3 on both sides. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 0 because I have a 0. These 3 I need to get a third card, and the third card is a 0. So I have 3 and 3. So this is another tie. 3 player and 3 banker. There's another tie. 4 ties out of 20 hands. Next card, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have 4 and 1. I need to get a third card for both of them. The second card, if I have a 4 plus 7, that makes the player has 1. And the third card for banker, I have a 0. So banker keeps a 1. So 7 plus 5, 12, plus 9, 21. That's a 1. 6 plus 5, 11, plus 10, that's 21. That's another 1. So it's another tie. 5 ties out of 21 hands. Next, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a player 7 in his hands, and the banker third card is a 5. So this one is a player hand. 7 player, 5 bank. Next hand, I have a player, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 8 player and 5 banker. That 8 is a natural 8. Next hand, the first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 banker and it stands and the player I need to get the third card and I have a 0. So I have 4 player and banker. I have the 7. That was a banker hand. Now we see that bankers only has 8 and players 11. That means that the player is dominating the shoe by 3 more hands. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and 1. 0, the third card for player is a 3. So 3 and banker, I need to get a third card for banker. I have a 1 and 7, that's 8. So a banker is 8. 3, 8. Next, next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. 7 and it stands. The third card for banker is a 6, that makes it an 8. So 7 player, 8 banker. Okay, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 and I need a third card for player. I have a 3. So I have 5 player and 6 banker. I don't get a third card because I only get it, the third card on the player side was a 3, so I don't get a third card on that 6. And you can see now we are even. 11 bankers, 11 players, 4 bankers in a row, plus 5 dice. So next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and 1. I need a third card for both of them. I have a 4 for player and a 1 for banker. That's a 4 for 4 player and excuse me, and that's a 2 for banker. That's 11 plus 1, 12. 12 banker. So next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 3 and 3. I need to get a third card for player. I have another 3. And because I have a 3, I need to get a third card. On this 3, the only time that I don't get a banker on 3 is when I get an 8 on the player side. So I need to get a third card. Third card is a 9. So I have 6 player, banker, 3 plus 9, 22, 13 plus 9, 22, that makes 32. That was a player hand. Okay, next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 13 and 0. 13, I need to get a third card. I have 13 plus 8, that's 21. That makes it a 1. And I need a third card for banker. I have a 7. So 1 player and 7 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have 7 and stand player and 6. I don't hit the third. I don't get a third card for banker since I have a 6. So 7 banker, 6 player. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural eight banker. So zero player, natural eight banker. That's a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a one and four. One, I need to get the third card for player. I have a zero. So one and four banker because I have a zero on the player third card. I don't get a third card for banker since I have a four. The next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural eight player, natural eight and zero banker. We have 34 hands total, bankers 14, players 15, and dice 5. The next hand, I have a first card for player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural 8, another natural 8 player, and 3 banker. That's another player hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural 8 banker. So 0 player, natural 8 banker. That's a banker hand. Next, next hand, first card player, first card bank, second card player, second card bank. I have 2 player, 5 banker. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 1. And because I have a 5 banker, I don't get a third card for the banker. So I have 3 player, 5 banker. That is a banker hand. Now we see here 37 hand, 12, 16 bankers, 16 players, 5 dice. Next hand, first card players, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 0 player and 5 banker. I need to get a third card for player, and I have an 8. So 0 plus 8, that's 8 player. And because I have an 8, I don't get a third card on the banker side. I have 5 banker. That was a player hand. Next hand, for first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 7 and 3. 7 and stand, or no more card for player. And because I have a 3, I need to get a third card for banker. And I have a 9 that reduces to 2. So 7 player and 2 banker. That was another player hand. Next hand, the first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have 14 or 4 and 1 banker. 4 plus 5 is a 9, and we need to get the third card for banker. The third card for banker is a 1, so it's a 9 player, and banker we have 2. That's another player hand. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. Have a natural 8 banker with a 4 player natural 8 banker. Next hand, the first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 4 player and 0 banker. I need to get a third card for both of them. I have a 4 plus 8, that's a 2 player and banker. I have a 0. I need a third card for banker, and it's a 3. So this one was a banker and 2 and, and 3. And next hand, First card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a player. I need to get a third card, and I got a three. So that becomes a seven. And banker, I need a third card for banker, and that is a zero. So it remains at zero. Another player hand. Next hand, I have a player hand. I have a banker hand. Second player, second banker. I have a two and a nine. Two player and a nine banker. That's a natural nine. No more cards. I'm gonna check something here. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm recording and everything is fine. I will continue with the next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a seven and seven, seven in stands and seven in stands. No more card. That's another tie. That's tie number six out of 45 hands. Next hand, a nine for player, first card for banker, second card for player, and second card for banker. I have a natural nine for player and three for banker. So the next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a five and four. I need to get a third card for player, and the third card is a zero because I have four banker. I don't get a third card for banker. So five, four. Okay. Next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural eight player and a one banker. That's another player hand. We have total 48 hands, 19 bankers, 23 players. Next hand, first card for player, banker, second hand player, so excuse me, second card player, second card banker. I have a six in stand and seven in stand, so six player, seven banker. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a zero and six. I need to get a third card for player, and I get another zero. So I don't get any more cards since I get a zero on the player third card. So I have a zero player, six banker. That was a banker hand. Next. Next hand, first hand players, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a seven and seven, so this is another tie. Seven player, seven banker. Next hand, next hand is first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. That's a natural nine for player, seven, excuse me, for banker, seven player, natural nine banker. That was the banker hand. We're 52 hands so far. First card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a zero and four. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a seven. And a banker four, I get a third card if I get anything from two to seven. So I have a seven. I need to get a third card for banker, and the third card is a nine that reduces that four to three. So I have seven player and three banker. That's another player hand. We continue. Next hand. First card player, first card banker, second card player, Okay, we completed the first 30 minutes recording. We will continue with the shoe. We have so far 53 hands. The first two card for player, zeros, and five banker, one and four. So the third card for player is seven, and because I have a five, I need to get a third card for banker, and the third card is a two. So it is seven and seven banker as well. Seven player, seven banker. That's another tie. That's tie number eight. So the two, 54 hands so far. Next hand, player. First card for banker. Second card for player. Second card for banker. I have a natural nine player and seven um, banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a four and two, four player and two banker. I need to get a third card for both of them. I have a eight for player and a nine for banker. So 5 plus 9, that's 14, plus 8, 22. That make it a 2 for player. And banker, I had a 2 plus 9, that makes it a 1. So this is another player hand. Next hand, uh, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 on player and 3 banker. I need to get a 3. The third card, I have a 6 player, and because I have 3 banker, I need to get a third card for banker, and the third card is an 8. That reduce it to 1. So 6 player, 1 banker. That's another player hand. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. That's a natural 9 banker, 4 player, natural 9 banker. No more cards available. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and 4. Player get a third card, and it's a 0. So this 4, I don't get a third card for banker if I have a 4 when the third card is a 0 on the player side. So 0 player and 4 banker. That's a banker hand. Next hand is first card for player, banker, player, banker. I have a natural 9 player and natural 8 banker. The higher of the two, natural 9 player. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a 0 player and banker 1. I need to get a third card for both of them. Player remains at 0 and banker gets an 8 for a 9. So 0 player, 9 banker. Next card is first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural 9 player and 1 banker. That was a player hand. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a 7 player in the stands, and banker is a 2. I need to get a third card for banker, and I have an 8. So 8 plus 2 is 0. 7 player and 0 banker. That was another player hand. Next hand, first card for player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. The third card for player is a zero because I have a six banker. I don't get any more cards for banker. So four player, six banker. It's a banker hand. Next one is first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a nine and nine. That's a natural nine and natural nine banker as well. So that was a tie. That's a tie number nine out of 65 hands. And next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 4 and 0. I need to get a third card for both of them. The third card is a 3 for player and banker another 3. But player wins this hand. It's a 7 player 3 banker. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. That's a natural 8 banker. So 0 player, natural 9 banker, excuse me, natural 8 banker. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a 5 and 2. I need to get a third card for both of them. I have a 0, and the third card for banker is a 3. That make it a 5 player and 5 banker. That's another tie for tie number 10. This shoe. Next, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 2 and 7, no more cards for banker. The third card for player is a 7, so 7 plus 2, that's a 9. 9 player and 7 banker, that's another player hand. Next hand, first card for players, first card for banker, second card player, second hand banker, that's a natural 8 banker, 0 player, natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Have a natural 9 player and 6 banker. No more cards. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player, third card is a 4. That makes it an 8. So 8 player, banker 7. That is another player hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second hand, the second card player, second card banker. I have a 3 and 5 banker. The third card for player is a 0, so no more card for banker. So I have a 3 player, 5 banker. That was a banker hand. Next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 6 and a 5 player. I need to get a third card for player, and I have 1. So I have a 6, 6. I only hit the 6 banker 6 when the third card is a 6 or 7, so I got a 1, so I don't have to get the third card for banker. So it is 6, 6 for another tie. 11 ties on this shoe, 74 hands. Next, next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. Banker has a 6 and player has a 0. And the third card is another 0 for player, so it remains at 0. And banker 6, I don't have to hit that one because I get a 0 player third card. So next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 banker and player have a 2. I need to get a third card for player and I get a 0. So it remains at 2 player, and because I have a 0 on the player third card, I don't get any more cards for banker. So it remains at 6. Next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 player, 5 banker. Third card for player is a 9. So 5, I don't hit a 5 when I get a 9 player third card. So in this case, it's 9 player and 5 banker. That's another player hand. Next, next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a natural 8 for player and 2 for banker. Another player hand. I got the cut card, but I'm gonna play 2 more hands. So since I just got this one, I have to announce the last hand. The last hand is gonna be the next one. So first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. I have a 5 and 5 banker. So third card for player is a 2. And if I have 5, I only hit the third card if I get a from 4 to 7, so I don't get a third card for banker. So I have 7 player and banker I have a 5. And now I'm gonna play the last hand of the shoe. The last hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker is a 3, and a natural 8 player and 3 banker. We ended up with 4 players at the end of the shoe. Total players for the entire shoe was 38, and bankers we have 31 and 11 ties. Um, it is said that bankers have an edge over players, but sometimes players can dominate the shoe. This one is 7 additional players than bankers. So even if the banker has an edge over players, sometimes players win the shoe, have more players than bankers. If we look at the different scorecards, 1 to 11, we can see any patterns here. So I don't see one here. On this one, I see in 1 through 10. Then on this one, it was a chop chop in the row number 10. But I don't see real patterns like 3 here, 3 players here as well. On this one, every 9, I see 4 players in a row here, 4 players in a row here, 4 players in a row here. 4 bankers, 4 bankers, 4 bankers. So you have an idea on how these scorecards help. Like in this one, 1 to 8 rows. I see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players in a row. So if you are following on this one, according to this interpretation, you may have been able to make some money there. Like here, bankers, 4 bankers in a row here, 3 bankers, 3 bankers, 3 bankers here. So That's every 8, every 7, 4 players in a row, every 6. You see 4 bankers here, 4 players here, and here is 5 bankers. And you are following that scorecard. Here every 5, we see here 4 players in a row, 4 bankers in a row, 4 players in a row here. Every 4, every 4, we see some patterns here. Here like 5 players in a row. Every 3, we see here 5 bankers in a row, 4 players in a row here. And every 2, here we have pattern here with every 2, only 3 players here. It's up to you which scorecard you use. What I'm going to do is okay, total hands on this issue was 80, 31 players, 38, excuse me, 31 bankers, 38 players, and 11 ties. So this is the end of the show, the end of this demonstration. I hope you like it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up to this video. You can also make comments on the video. I read the comments. You can also share the video in your personal um, uh, social media. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. You can subscribe as well. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to be able to monetize the channel. You can also, if you like what I do, if you find this information useful and you would like to, um, you can donate through buymeacoffee.com / Juan Carlos Monsalve. You can make donations there to support my channel, to support my work. And also you can visit my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You will be able to find the scorecards every time that I play a video. I don't have um, the the option to add the PDF file to the YouTube video because I'm not monetizing yet. So I have a website, juancarlosmonsalve.com, where I store these scorecards. So you can go on to juancarlosmonsalve.com and you will be able to find the scorecards there. So that's all for today. I wish you a great day or evening, depends on what time you're watching this video. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.